made a deal with God. I said, God, I will give you 2 years in the seminary to figure this out, and then I'm leaving, and you're gonna make my life great. I'm gonna make lots of money. I'm gonna have a great family. But when I got to the seminary, the question sort of changed. As I learned how to pray, as I learned how to listen, I realized that I was wrapped up in myself, and my question was selfish. And the question changed from, what do I want for, to what did God make me to be? Who did God create me to be? And as I realized that God knows me, He loves me, and He created me for a purpose, it became easy. I just knew that this is what God was calling me to, and God would make my life rewarding, and that this is what would make my life fruitful.
So that struggle, when in a discernment, there's always a struggle, because you need to die to yourself. And so I entered, and for about 2 years, I was at the North American College in Rome. I would pray every day, my holy hour, in a cobblestone chapel, this small chapel. And I don't get a lot of images in my prayer, but this one I was getting repeatedly, and it was like a sword battle. It was a real fight, like Braveheart. And I'm very physical, I like sports, and I enjoyed the fight. But finally, after about 2 years, I was very tired, and I finally just dropped the sword. And I told people that I could hear it clanking on the cobblestone in the chapel. Like I literally could hear that. And I realized I'd been fighting God all those 2 years, and I just let go. Incredible peace, and surrendered, and then the joy came in. So the point being, you can enter into the seminary not knowing, but having a good sense, but still struggling.
So I'm looking forward to sort of seeing this journey change now from a period of preparation to a period of service, to sort of living out what God has created me and called me to be. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the ordination itself, to be able to once again lay on the cathedral and offer my life to the church in any way that she needs me to serve. And in a particular way, I'm also looking forward to entering into that fraternity with other priests, to have my hands laid upon by the Archbishop and then by the hundreds of other priests who will be there. And sort of being, knowing that this isn't something I do alone. This is God's work working through me. And then I'm entering into a fraternity, a brotherhood that I'm called to share that ministry with.
Receiving a particular grace, what is called an indelible mark on the soul. So just as in baptism and confirmation, his soul will be changed. And he will receive the grace to be another Christ to the people, that Jesus will use him as an alter Christus, particularly, of course, at the altar and in confession. I absolve you. It's Christ saying this is my body. It's Jesus Christ saying that through. So as you're receiving that grace and that power, but you're called to be it, of course, all day long, to be another Christ to the people.
Receive the oblation of the holy people to be offered to God. Understand what you do, imitate what you celebrate, and conform your life to the mystery of the Lord's cross.
The idea of the priesthood kept coming up, but I went to public school. I didn't really know a whole lot about the faith. And so I thought, gosh, there's no way that God's calling me to this. But one day finally got the courage to email the rector here at Kenrick, and he informed me about vocation directors and what they do, and got me in touch with then Monsignor Rice. And he called me into the office one day after work and said, hey, just come and meet me and we'll chat. And it'd be great just to get to know you. And as soon as I met him, all my worries just kind of went away. He just really wanted to know who I was, kind of my own journey, what God has been doing in my own life. And the issue of knowing all these things about the faith didn't really come up right at the beginning, so that put me at ease. And he said, God will just kind of work with what you give him.
And I think it would have made me a better person even if I left. Even one of my best friends who left the seminary, at his wedding, he said, I'm grateful for the seminary because it made me possibly be a better husband.
I'm so proud of you, David. This day is a blessing. It's really surreal.
I definitely say just trust in God. There's so many things in our culture that reasons why you wouldn't want to be a priest, whether it be celibacy or things like that, or just even things that we can kind of tell ourselves, like I'm not smart enough, or I don't know enough about the faith, or I didn't go to Catholic school, so how could I possibly be a priest? But I think honestly, it's just putting that trust in God.
Listen to your deepest desires, the deepest desire of your heart. And if your deepest desire is to be a priest or to be a religious, wait and ask God what He desires. And as you meet His desire to love you, and your deepest desire, when desire meets desire, a fire happens, a fire occurs, and one starts to fall in love. And that determines everything.